Thank you both so much for being here. I want to start with you, Michael. Downgrading to buy, $12 price target down from 18. Why are you not putting a sell in the stock? What's the long-term opportunity here?
Sure. So to be clear, we downgraded to neutral from buy. We have the $12 price target. I think we always try to be looking forward. The market's obviously telling us we can't really make a decision to go back yesterday on what we learned. But one thing that we still do like at the core of the business is the very large dedicated user base that they have, and that 13 to 24 and 13 to 34 demographic. And while right now there are a number of pressures on the advertising revenue for the company that I'm sure we'll talk about, when we think about the intrinsic value of the asset, we do believe that that value is there as long as they continue to be a necessary utility for that group. And that's why we're really neutral on the back of what we learned last night rather than going to the full sell.
Yeah, Mark, your price target is $14. That's still $4 ahead of where the stock is trading right now. How concerned are you that some of these issues that Snap reported are specific to Snap and not just these broader macroeconomic trends?
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me. Great question. I think they're Snap specific, given that they're more experimental versus some of the incumbents like a Google or Facebook and Instagram, for example. So, you know, when budgets are growing but growing at a slower pace, you tend to see advertisers focus in areas where they're more comfortable and maybe have a lot more history. And I would put Google search in that camp, as well as Facebook and Instagram. I do think, you know, the company talked about competitive pressures quite a bit last night. I do think it's the larger incumbents more so than it is a TikTok, because I would put TikTok in the experimental camp, you know, as of right now as well.
Michael, the deceleration, the revenue deceleration that Snap saw from April through July was so dramatic. And it's happening in the context of what's being described as a strong consumer. Businesses, at least some of them, are getting cautious even in the face of a strong consumer. So given that, if the consumer weakens at all heading into Q4, what do you expect to see?
Well, I think that across the board, you will continue to see a pullback in advertising spend, and a company like Snap won't be immune to that, as peers won't either. I would point out, just in the context of your question and how rapidly Snap's advertising slowed down, we try to track data away from the company that really shows how many of their advertising partners are actually using the service and going to the portal. And we really saw that slow down in May and June, which kind of foretold this pullback a bit. I think that you have to keep in mind Snap has fewer advertisers than most of the large distribution platforms or social platforms. And they have arguably had a bigger concentration in 2021 in some of the categories that had weakened more significantly than a broader platform like Facebook. So, for example, crypto, perhaps some more sensitive tech that had a lot of money to be spent on advertising in 21. That pulled back in 22, and it didn't just pull back a little bit, it came down very dramatically, and that's what happened to Snap in the second quarter.